Wow, 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 bow. Dun, 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 bow, bow, bow. Dun, 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 dun. Stream. As you can see, I'm here. Once again, I'm going to be doing some preparing and painting and everything we need to get done essentially in order to put together some great guys. Now this squad is going to be quite interesting in that I'm going to be doing all bolters. Why? Well, simply put, um, I find that in my games playing, especially with how heavy the competition is for using big guns really early, I find that close assault wise, flamers don't really help much. I also found that my missile launchers aren't really doing a lot of damage. So I'm going to be doing an all bolter squad of tactical marines. It'll save us points too when we come to building, and it's really good in my opinion to have an option of taking a totally blank squad, just because it makes things a bit easier. Now that's assuming we have enough bodies and enough sculpts for that. I got to count out the bolters before I actually commit to that. So let me see here. I do have, should be 3 sprues in total. Yep, 1, 2, 3. If I count my bolters right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So even the sergeant is technically allowed to have a bolter, or they can have a bolt pistol chainsword. I'm going to be going all bolters because I find if we can have 10 bolters on a squad, in my opinion, that's better than getting the one extra melee attack. I know Blood Angels are supposed to be close combat and stuff, but realistically, I found with my tactical squads, especially since it's new bases, new stuff, I want to try something new. So that's how I'm going to be building them. I know people probably will disagree. They'll probably be like, "Oh, what are you doing? That's not right." And uh, that's okay. Like there's no qualms about it. Hold on, just updating the stream a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh what I'm watching on Twitch. Make sure that's good. Okay, looks like it updated correctly. Now, uh, along with that, obviously we have our black paint, which is going to be really helpful in painting. Looks like the light's pretty good here, but for the sake of everything, I'm just gonna be brightening it up, the whole room, just to help me see, not necessarily for, you know, because I think you guys could see already, but I'm brightening it up so I can see what I'm painting the best. Um, so we're going to go ahead and get started now. I might throw on some music. I have some music pulled up in case I run out of things to say, but for now, I think we'll just go ahead and start talking about Tactical Marines as a whole, kind of how I feel about them, especially with the 8th edition, with all the big pushes to Primaris intercessors and stuff. Why am I still using a tactical squad? Because personally, I mean, maybe it's because I'm old school, but I've always loved tactical squads. They've always been my bread and butter kind of thing. I know I'm playing Blood Angels, so I should love assault squads, but to be completely frank, we need troop choices, and scouts are not always useful. So it helps to be able to get some. Now I'm going to try and keep all the building in view of you guys, but there might be like I'm going to leave my face down to look and make sure I do this correctly, but there might be times you won't be able to see anything because I will have to pull it back. So just be fair warned, essentially. Not to get too upset if you don't see every little detail of how I put this together. Because this isn't a tutorial, importantly. That's something important I feel like I need to note. This is not a tutorial on how to build tactical marines. This is just me building tactical marines while I'm talking about them. And helping you guys understand how it all works. Oh, did I cut the wrong one? Whoops. Cut this one. Okay, so tactical marines. Why are they? Why am I using them? Why not another kind of space marine choice? Well, to be frank, I don't have any. I only have one unit of scouts. I don't have the regular scouts, so that does make my decision a bit easier when you only have tactical marines. That's what I got. You got to use what you work with. That's something that I've always liked that phrase of like, oh, don't build a list based on what you want to have, but build a list based on what you already have. And then if you really need something desperately, then at that point you go out and get something else. So right now I'm smoothing out the feet so that way they're easier to glue down. They're not going to be perfect, obviously. And then what I like to do for the sake of saving time as well is I'm going to be grabbing my, is that the right glue? Wait, let me get some glue. Start gluing down the feet to the base directly. Try and keep it centered, and you'll really see a lot more success, I think. Because personally, I find it easier that way. So I like to cover the whole foot in glue. Okay, then you turn it. You want to get it about halfway. It's a circle, but you still got to line it up. Make sure that it's fairly well balanced. And then you're just going to let that sit. You're going to let him sit. And I'm going to put this guy out of the way, and then we're going to do the next one. We're going to do all the legs first. And I'm going to keep my glue capped while I'm not immediately using it. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one, because I believe I was accidentally cutting another guy out already. So we better do that. Yeah. Let's see, where was I cutting? From this end? No, this way. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, tactical marines. What can they come with? That's something people tend to think about is like, oh, well, they come with, the missile launcher, the flamethrower, and the melta-gun. Well, they also do come with grav guns, technically, I believe. I believe they also they come with plasma guns. As I look at it, yeah, I can see the grav gun option that they could take on here. And they have like the combi melta plasma, the combi weapons. Combi weapons are kind of, I don't know, no one uses combi weapons anymore. It's kind of silly. But, there is that option of doing combi weapons. I don't personally find it all that needed. Just because of the points cost, to be completely honest, it's because of points. Because the goal in Warhammer is that you're trying to get the biggest bang for your buck. You're trying to get the most out of your points. So a good way to tell before you glue if it's actually going to work after you glue is to just see if it stands. You just take a look at it and you're like, hey, you're standing? Great. Now we can do the bottom soles of your feet. And there shouldn't be an issue. Just do a light amount of glue. You don't need to do anything overly fancy. Ironically, I think this is becoming a tutorial on how to do tactical marines, even though this isn't really what it's about. So yeah, set up the legs and go on to the next one. And I find it really relaxing doing it this way, because I'm on Twitch, I'm streaming. This isn't going to be sped up at all, so it's just just you, me, and these 10 tactical marines who are getting built right now. Very good, very good. Okay, so they don't always come out smoothly. That's why there might be some smoothing that might need to be done. That's why you always look at the bottom first. See if you can kind of smooth out the bottom of their feet. Yeah, that's pretty smooth actually. Let me feel this. Okay, that's pretty smooth. Okay. What's really nice about tactical marines, I find, that I just like about them, and I'm not sure how the other kind of marines do, but I like the customization actually of them. I think that the ability to like kind of pick their pose, and I have an idea for how I'm gonna do this group of tactical marines, so hopefully it should go well as we base them. Now, I know some people like to do the fancy thing of putting like terrain details and designs in their bases. I don't, because I find that it's really distracting to me if I see guys who have like a desert on their base and they're fighting in a city terrain battle, or if they have city terrain battle and they're fighting out in the woods. I find it incredibly distracting, and I absolutely hate it. So that's why I personally don't base them. But I know how. All you got to do is you put glue on the whole base, get like some sand from the beach or something, put it on the bottom of the base, let that dry, and then you're going to glue on top of that. And yeah, it's easy, it's simple. It's not actually all that hard to base a model. It's just, I think theming wise, it's really frustrating to me because I'd want to go with something generic, like a generic base. Then I'd be like doing like shipwork metal, and I'd be like, then it's not really, I don't know, it's not all that good. All right, so you might not be able to see everything I'm doing, but I am, because I need to be able to cut out the smoothly. Because you need to be careful when you cut the initial stuff to cut them out, because you could potentially break them off hurt their feet, hurt the actual model itself, not just the part that it's connected to. It's really unfortunate. I really wish that, you know, there was options for people to just buy the miniatures without having to, you know, build them, because personally, this part of the hobby isn't really what I enjoy about 40K, but it's just kind of one of those things where, well, you need to be good enough at it to at least get it done. And that's kind of what mindset I'm in right now, of like, we're doing this to get it done, and I figured there are some people who do actually enjoy this process, so I figured I'd let them sit back and enjoy that if they so choose, because I'm an opportunist, and I think that everybody deserves a chance to do what they want to do. Oh my god, this paint. Having some paint issues on the legs here that I'm now noticing. But it'll be okay. Oh, I'll worry about that later. I can fix it later. Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit of staining. I used a paint that I might have over painted a little bit, which I don't normally do, but get a lot of air bubbles and stuff, and it's quite frustrating. Why isn't it coming out? Wait. Hold on. Okay. Let's see if that works. Did some glue get dried in? Okay, there we go. Now it's getting out. Okay. Excellent, excellent. Then we're gonna plonk the guy down. Kaboom. Did it. Yep. They're not gonna be perfectly even when you do it, so just get that out of your head right now. They're never gonna look perfect. There's some people who can make it seemingly perfect, but let's be honest here. No one's as good as the actual guys who are making the art on the boxes, where that's their entire job. So then they have all the time in the world to do this, and I'm just getting these built and prepped ready to play with because I like playing the game. You know, it is a game. That's why I'm for me. That's why I play the game, because I love the game aspect of it. I don't really, you can paint them up to be all fancy if you want to, and that's fine. But not me. That's not really what I'm doing. Okay, good smooth. And I find it actually goes pretty fast if you do it this way, because the glue's drying right on the guys, so you can work consistently rather than having to worry about oh, do I have to build it all at once? Well, not really. You don't really need to. You can just kind of set them up, and it doesn't take much. You lay them down, and then you're good to go. Now this is the older school style of Space Marine building, I believe. Yep, yeah, I can tell. Where you're gonna need to put the body together, rather than nowadays in the newer kits, like where they have the bodies are just one solid chunk. So there's an extra step needed to be building these. Why am I cutting this pair of legs out next? Oh well, I'll just do it, I guess. Oh, so sometimes they'll fly off depending on how tightly they were put on those sprues, I believe. So just be aware of that. You're not gonna have any problems though. At least you shouldn't. Don't lose your legs. That's pretty big part of it. And I figured this should go fairly smoothly, I think. Tactical Marines are pretty much the easiest. Like, if I was going to suggest something for people to build first, I would say Tactical Marines, because you get 10 of them in the box when you buy it. The price always goes up, and you can never have enough Tactical Marines. That's what I always say. And I like the idea of being able to have a squad of all bolters, because it just seems good to me to have all bolters. Because of the rapid fire, the fact that in this game, the way it works is the more dice you make your opponent roll, the more likely you are to win. So if the bolter gets to roll more dice on average than a chain sword and a bolt pistol, in melee combat essentially, then that's good. And now I know some of you are thinking, well, what about your heavy support? Well, don't worry, I have some units that I purchased to help deal with killing tanks. So that's not the job of the Tactical Marines, is my point. I mean, it might be nice to have the missile launcher, but honestly, it's not that good. Not really. Or at least when I was shooting at these newer Primaris units and stuff, missile launcher ain't gonna do anything to you. I mean, it already struggled to kill a Land Raider, and now we have bigger, tougher things. Just with the way the game is progressing in general, I would say that it's better to go ahead and just make guys who shoot bullets. You're more likely to have a good time, I think, that way. That's just me, though. I mean, I'm sure there's some people who are like, going to be making the standard flamer missile launcher combo, or maybe they'll do the melt-a-gun. Melt-a-gun's pretty much not useful unless you're doing like a whole squad of it. You know what's interesting, actually? Something you can do, which I didn't think about, but technically, maybe you can't do it. I was thinking technically you can make assault marines out of tactical marines because you have because assault marines they can have they can take flamers and bolters, so you can technically give them equipment essentially, and then paint them up as assault marines without their jetpack. They'd be without jump packs, obviously, but that is something you could do if you want a 5-man squad. I don't think you have enough. Yes, you can give assault marines bolters, I believe, but they really are meant to be chainsword bolt pistol. I'm just telling you this as a Blood Angels player, as someone who doesn't actually use any assault marines, which is kind of crazy, but I have Death Company for that, so I don't bother with assault marines. Yeah. So that is my point: is that you can be customizing, tactical marines to even be different, to not even be tactical marines. You can make them any kind of marine that you so desire, which is really cool. I think, actually, of the hobby, or not of the hobby, but of Warhammer, where kits can be taken down. I mean, I have all these extra weapons and stuff. If I really wanted to, and I probably will, think about saving some of them, and really just try and see if I can make like an elite squad or something later on. I don't know. Depends how many more of these little dudes I buy. I thought I was going to be done earlier, but I realized I don't have all the units that a Blood Angels army needs, and I got these tactical marines kind of just because they're not really, the most critical part. I already had 3 squads of tactical marines, but frankly, you can't have enough tactical marines, and their price is always going up, especially as their points cost goes down, and troops having objectives secured is really important, and right now the only people who can do that are scouts or tactical marines. And what's the difference between a scout and a tactical marine? It's pretty much the armor save and the quantity you can put in a squad. I don't believe you're allowed to have 10-man scout squads. I could be wrong about that, but I've never heard of such a thing. Could be. You could. For all I know, you could. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you you can't. But don't get mad at me if you make a 10-man scout squad and then you find out later on at a tournament or something that, oh, you can't do that because they're only 5-man squads. Don't be that guy. So, all right, we're almost done. We only have to do. Wait, that can't be. Yeah, no, it is 10. Okay, yeah. I thought I miscounted. I thought we only had 8. Whoops. No, but we will have 10. And then we can start working on the bodies, which are separate, which is a whole separate process from the legs, which is good, because we want to leave time for them to dry. They're not actually done. Believe it or not. Oh, crap. You gotta be careful, because sometimes, like I said, they jump out of the spruce. Oh, it fell there? What the hell? Okay. Got it. Cool. We're okay. Weird. Kind of a weird thing. Ooh, that one's really bad on top. Okay. Good clean cut. Then we just go ahead and pour the glue all over. And then we're going to lay down the feet. Excellent. And there we go. Now we have our legs going ahead and building. In the meantime, we're going to work on the torsos. So not this sprue. Oh, I should message my wife, make sure she knows I got home. Okay. Hold on. But we are going to be working on, here it is. The torsos, because the torsos are really easy. First off, to get off the sprues, you just spin them. You don't even need to cut them. It makes it so it's all really smooth and clean generally. Okay. So you could just spin them, and it works out just fine. So you take this thing, and you're gonna twist it. It's kind of tough, but you just twist it, and it comes right off. And then that's a torso. And then you're gonna do that for pretty much all of them, because you need about 20, I believe, to make the 10 bodies. So you could count them out if you really wanted to, but actually, wait a minute, something's wrong. Is there more than 20? Feels like there's more than 20. But we'll find out, won't we? Now, as you spin it, they could get stuck, so don't feel upset if you need to put on a little pressure. And when you're building, know that they should look different. So, because of the way that the backpacks are designed, they have little holes in them, and there's like they lock in. So, don't do this, right? You have they're like backs. See how that doesn't match up? You can't do that. So you're gonna want to make sure. Oh no, I didn't hold it correctly. You didn't see it. Whoops. Keep it near the thing. So that doesn't match up. Okay. So that just won't help. And yeah. Cool. Let's go ahead and keep twisting. Twisting out the stuff. So what's interesting is tactical marines are really good for this, ultramarines, but I don't know. I've always found ultramarines to be kind of boring. I don't know. I don't want to be rude, but I've always seen them as a little boring because they don't. What's their background lore? That they're essentially just like these guys who are given, I guess they're like kind of like not last line of defense for Earth, but they're like the primary strikers. Like my guys, they're like specialized, right? We're a close combat group mostly. We focus a lot on fighting back the Tyranids because currently in the lore, I believe the Blood Angels' homeworld of Baal is being, or technically Baal Secundus, is being invaded by Tyranids, and we're I think waiting for Space Wolves to come save us. But I could be wrong about that. Yeah, and it's interesting, but like the point is I like the stories behind my chapter, and I don't know, I just, especially with Gilliman coming back, like a Primarch, like we have the Sanguinor, who's supposed to be a reincarnation of our Primarch, but here's the thing, more and more I'm thinking that it's more like it's supposed to be a Sanguinary Guard who became a Primarch, because, ooh, what the... Having trouble with some stuff. Ugh. Some of these gulps came out kind of bad. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we have... Hold on. Hold on. Ugh. Might need to redo some painting, guys. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. It's the way I painted it. It bubbled up, and that's my fault. I think I screwed it up a bit. Shoot. Didn't mean to. I think I layered it too much because I saw a lot of gray when I was painting, and for some reason it was not actually working out very well. Oh well, most of them turned out okay, but I'm gonna need to do some fixing, I think. Shoot. Didn't want that to be a problem, but don't think we have much of a choice. At least this one looks a bit better. Fuck. Yeah, I think I just painted too much. Like the spray that I used to paint on them. because I really wanted to make sure that it worked, it stuck on, but I think I messed that up. Because some of them look fine, and then the others look overpainted, and it's really disappointing, to be frank. But we can try and salvage it. Besides, actually, to be honest, once they're holding their bolters, you shouldn't really see their chest, so I think it'll be okay. The backpacks are the more concerning part. Like, the backpacks look okay, so I think in the end it'll come out okay. It's just really bugging me the way that they've come out, but it's okay. It'll be fine. Because for the most part, it worked out. And I do have some really cool, so this is a cool thing. I do have some really badass shoulder pads that I bought. And I'm going to put them on my tactical squad, because I need to have one, oh wait, no, I only need 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, the shoulder pads came out kind of ugly. This is getting more and more frustrating. I'll do what I can to make it cool. We'll see. Damn, that's a shame. This is getting to be a real shame. Okay. Right, so we're almost done twisting out these. Actually, what can we get away with? Let's try. I'm going to start building some. So, not you. The way it works actually is they lock in together like this, so that way they kind of flow together. So what you need to do is you need to take one half, fill it with glue essentially on the edges, very thinly. Very thinly. Glue it up. And then you stick it into another one. Then you press and hold. And you're going to hold it down for a while, to be honest. You just hold it until they kind of lock together, because you need them to have a good lock. And then, because this is going to be the torso, that's going to be the main support. So you want to make sure that it's working out nicely. So that's one body. And then we'll move on to the second one. Painting it up. Good, good. And then lock it in. So we lock it in. Yep. Keeping it well, you know, doing a good job. Okay. Yeah, I'm very familiar with these models because they're older and they're just what I'm used to. Okay, let's grab this one. Gonna paint around the edges of that and then push it into place. You know, when I first started building these, I didn't know that there was like a difference between the two sides, and I got really frustrated when I couldn't push everything together. But eventually you start to learn that, oh, always have trouble painting detailed. How long did it take you to get better? Well, let me hold one thought. I want to show you a model. I want to show you one of my better models that I'm working on, or I'm going to show you a couple things. Okay, so if you want to see some models I've done, that guy's really good. Who did I do that's really good? Let me see. Oh, this guy here. Again, not all of these are done, but they look pretty darn good, I think. Of that guy. Let me show you a normal kind of tactical Marine who I'm really proud of. Let me find someone I'm proud of. There's this guy. Oh, and I should show off one of my, maybe not him, maybe, because all of, quality varies. And then there's also this guy, the Death Company. So in terms of how long it takes to get better at painting, typically, oh, and thank you, Pompey Cherry, for the question. Typically, it took, like, I started doing this, I think back when I was 14. So, or no, not when I was 14. That's a bit too young. Maybe when I was 16. It's been at least a good 6 years that I've been making miniatures. Like this guy right here was from the Assault on Black Reach set, and he was used to be garbage. He used to look absolutely horrible. I've since come back and touched him up. As you can see, I did the detailing of where the joints are, try to put black on the emblems, mainly cover up some stuff, make the backpack look a little nicer, painted the vents, even painted black on the mohawk. And you really try and get good detailing when you do it. Like for this guy, what I do is I build them spray paint them the base color I want, then I build them, and then I go back in with detailing. So you can see all of the markings here that I did are going to be looking pretty well. And in terms of like getting these details here with the sword or the chain sword, what I do is I do the smaller part first, then go back with the bigger part. So what I do is first is I paint this all silver, and then I paint red on the edges where I know that it'll be easier to do. And you just go back and forth with this. You might have multiple layers when you're painting, and that's okay. I'm not even the best painter. I just am following kind of a 3-color rule for the most part. Now this guy was super cool. So what I did with him is I spray painted in black, then I took my brush and painted silver for the metal bits, and I think it came out quite well, especially this back end. I really like how the metal looks, so that way the black plate armor is very clearly distinct. I admit I haven't gotten around to painting the Blood Talons blue yet, just because I don't really want to go buy blue paint for just one thing. But later on, I'm gonna be doing a stream of me making Sanguinary Guard, in which case I will probably need to go buy blue for that, in order for their power swords. So that's something to note. Although I made this captain with just a metal power sword, and I might just use the metal color for the talons. To be honest, like this guy was really nice to do because he was pretty easy. But you'll notice I don't have any skin color for the faces yet, because skin color, I feel like I'm gonna mess it up, and I feel like it's not noticeable enough to me. So I don't bother painting the faces on my guys. So you'll see when I make this as I work on this tactical squad that and I should actually move these out of the way because uh, I need to be able to get to my sprues, but I'll keep them here so you guys can take a look, so everyone can take a look at them. I'll even get my mouse out of here. I don't need my mouse. Like your positivity. Thanks for explaining. I'll give you a follow and check in later. Yeah, you can definitely give me a follow. Also, it'd be really helpful actually is if you also follow the link to my YouTube channel. It should be down below. If you scroll down the stream, you can go ahead and subscribe to that, and where you can see all my Warhammer videos. I have tons. I have a lot of Warhammer videos. And if you can't find it through there, if the link isn't working, you can look up my username and just type it into YouTube, and it'll be the same picture and everything. And you can check it out there. I got a full playlist of all my Blood Angel stuff for over the years, and I'm really happy with it. I'm really proud. I even have an army showcase video if you want to see what I'm doing. This is new stuff. Obviously, I'm working on new stuff, and I'll be making videos going through what I have now. I already put in everything that I own, including what I haven't built yet, and I have about 3,000 points worth of Space Marines, just for reference, where I used to have about 2,500. I've gained about 500 points worth of Space Marines recently. I got about 5 boxes. I'm doing each one. I already did the scout video of me building 5 scouts. It only took 2 hours. And that video will be on YouTube next year because I kind of have a backlog schedule. So you're not going to actually see that. But you can still see it on the stream if you go to previous clips. I believe that video should still be there if you want to see me put together scouts. Because scouts are, I don't know, they're pretty cool. I did sniper scouts though. Thanks, cheers. Used to paint dwarves and orcs back in the day. But just got some German soldiers I started. Hey, I really love the World War II stuff. Unfortunately, where I live, people don't really play it apparently, and it's really disappointing because I always wanted to get into something like not War Thunder. What is it? Shoot, I don't know what it's called, but I really wanted to get into a World War II game. I really wanted to be the British, but I was not able to. Well, I could have bought some of the stuff, but no one around my area does it, so I didn't think it was worth the money. Essentially, because you got to keep in mind, Warhammer is a really expensive hobby, so especially nowadays, because everything went up. I remember when a group of 10 men used to be like 35 or maybe 40. But I spent about, I mean, these guys were, I want to say close to $50 to get 10 men now. It's getting a bit high. So that's the other thing you need to keep in mind, and that's something I generally point out is when you're thinking about army comps, you also need to think about how much money you're actually spending on this. So there's, what's point efficient in the game, but then the all other question you ask yourself is what's money efficient. So I get 10 models for about, we'll just round up and say $50. I mean, it keeps going up. It's going to be $50 at some point. And that means I spend about $5 per model, roughly. There's other models that I built, like the Scouts that I built in a previous video, which I believe you should be able to watch still. I made a highlight of it as well, which should be public, that you can check out, although does need a content warning, I think. But the Scouts were only, I think, like maybe $35, and you get 5 of them, so not that much of a improvement, perhaps, with regard to cost. But then you only have 5 models versus the 10 you get. So you spend like 10 extra, maybe 15 extra dollars to get double your model count. So that's something I always like to take into consideration is how much are you actually going to be able to get out of your money too? Because it's not everyone can afford the big armies. I've been collecting my army again, like I said, for about 6 years. I'm just paying for leisure. No one plays near me either. Yeah, I drive up to Seattle to play sometimes, and I do have some friends who own it, but they're really busy. So I generally just paint for the most part. But one thing that I've been trying to get into is Tabletop Simulator as a means of making contact with people to be able to actually play games. But I find it really difficult because Tabletop Simulator doesn't have all the units that you need, especially with the new Primaris stuff coming out. It's really tough. Now for Space Marines, it actually works out pretty well. But when people tell me, oh, I want to play like Tyranids, I'm like, well, there's not that much Tyranid stuff on Tabletop Simulator, which is really quite a shame because I feel like there should be more people making models for it. I think especially in the day and age where people are too busy, especially with the virus and stuff going around, it's really tough to get a game, and it's really unfortunate. But I think that there's a good part of the hobby you can get done with just building. Never looked into the Tabletop Simulator. Yeah, it's about $25, I think. It's a really good deal actually. I would get it personally. Well, I mean, I did get it. I play it. I think I have a game on my channel, on my YouTube channel. I don't know when that's gonna release yet. If I haven't put it out yet. It went pretty well. I was playing as Blood Angels, fighting some Chaos Demons with my friend. It was okay. I don't know if we finished the game or not. I don't think we did because it takes really long. Because Warhammer's a long game. It's actually also a tough game to learn, especially because I don't own my own chapter codex because it's really expensive and there's free versions online. Never be afraid to buy models from eBay or get rules from some secondhand area because you're gonna want to you want to make sure that you're being efficient with your money. I'd rather spend my money on models and paints rather than spend my money on just getting a rule book that I could get from like a PDF, because it's a bit silly. So that's something to keep in mind. Because I know some people get upset when people say, "Oh, you're not using the codex." And the other thing is with the FAQs that are being constantly updated for the game, sometimes it's just really hard to. Oh shoot, hold on. Crap. So I gotta. How many potties? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shoot. Okay, gonna be a little. There's some disgusting stuff. I always agree. Source smart. Well, thanks for your time. Hey, yep. Yeah. Go to lunch, dude. I don't mean to keep you here. I'm not forcing you to stay. I'm still probably gonna be here when you come back. I bet if you decide to come back. And we'll just keep on building the torsos for the Space Marines, and then what we're gonna do is hopefully we'll be able to. The legs will be stable enough. We're gonna pop out heads, the heads for these guys, and we're gonna be getting. What are we doing? We're popping out the heads for the guys, and then hopefully we can put the heads on the bodies first, is what I like to do. And then after that point, we should be able to go ahead and glue on the you know, the body with the head together. Or actually, no. Actually, second thought, scratch that. Don't put the head on. Do the body separately because I just remembered that I want to try something new with the head placement. So I'm actually just going to be doing the torso separately, then gluing them on top of the legs. But the legs are going to need, and you know, they need time to dry. You need to be patient with this stuff. This is a bit of a process. You can't just expect everything to happen right away. And plus, you got to leave time for the glue to dry. Even though it is super glue, it's Warhammer brand glue and all that stuff, it doesn't always work out the way you want it to, which is a bit of a shame sometimes. But yeah, I did not. I painted weird. Shoot, I think I did a weird job painting this stuff up. But it's okay. You know, kind of like Bob Ross says, you know, there's only happy little mistakes. Like you can't ruin anything. Truly, you can always fix stuff when you're painting and building. So I never let it really get to me. And that's another thing that's important to note when you're building stuff. You want to make sure you're not getting frustrated when you make a mistake because mistakes happen. I used to get really frustrated with you know, painting up guys, building guys, but I always found that you know, when you're younger, you know, you just get upset and it sucks. No one likes getting upset, especially at their hobby. So we're going to take a look at these guys. They're still fragile, just note. But what you do is you look at the shape of the legs and you wanna fit it to the body, and you want to make sure they're straight up and down, and then you're going to be holding it down. So kind of uh, like if this is the body, they don't balance. That's the important thing to note. They don't actually balance. So you got to be mindful of this because they. Like I said, I'm going to be popping out the heads now, and we're going to get the least destroyed ones. There's some problems on some of these guys. Okay, start twisting off the heads. Should be easy. This is an easy part of the whole process. You just need 10 heads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oop. Careful when you pull them out. You could break them. You could break the part that connects. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like to do all regular heads. Why? Just cause. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's always reasons for everything, but I don't know. I always like it as it is. So interestingly, we could actually pull out the bolt guns too. And what I want to do is actually get through a sprue. So what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and cut out. I'm going to cut out the backpacks. You know what? I like the fact that we're getting a good shot of everything. But let me raise this up slightly. I feel like I could. Let me see. I just feel like I could be getting better angles here. Let me move the workstation back a bit. Make sure everything's still in picture. Yeah, just so that way you guys can see everything. Because I want to be able to show stuff and you guys actually see what's going on, not be too cramped in on the table. Because then it does look a little odd. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the backpacks now because the backpacks are pretty important to get removed off of the sprues. And the question is, what is the best way to cut off the backpacks? I think that going for the shoulder. I mean, it doesn't take much, right, to get the shoulders off. Because you do 1, and you come down here, and you do 2. Did I cut all the way through? Wait, I don't think I cut all the way through. Okay. And then, I don't want to break it. Hold on. Gotta be smart about it. Should I just cut off the end? It's not going to be pretty, though. I'd really rather twist it off. Hold on. I want you guys to see what's going on, but I need to be safe for my models as well. Okay, so they do kind of twist off. So I'm going to get all the backpacks off and give more time for this to dry. I want this stuff to dry. I don't want to just start rushing into the actual building process. And then we're going to be oh yeah, I'll just cut them all right there. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Much easier. You twist it off. Don't pull it. Do not rip these things. This is meant to be twistable. Boom. Getting the backpacks off. Is there only 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Yep, there's only 10s. We need all of them. All of the backpacks. And I'm gonna probably be. Do I want the? Well, let's take a look at the actual. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use the Blood Angel stuff that I got on my Tactical Marines because I like Tactical Marines. They're honestly my favorite kind of unit in the game besides Death Company because Death Company are awesome. They're so cool. But that being said, in terms of in-game, they don't actually do that much. Now I'm going to be needing to look up on what, I believe it's the left shoulder, but on what shoulder these guys need to have their special insignia on. But I might not do it for all of them because these are pretty beat up. I have about 7 good ones, 8 good ones. We'll see. We'll see. They might just need to be standard, and I can always paint a little blood drop on them if I really need to. Oh, you know what? That's what I could do. Maybe that's what I should do. I should paint a blood drop on them. Because I'm not actually too sure what on what side of the body the chapter is supposed to go on and what side is the squad marker. So there's the chapter side and a squad marker side, which is important to note. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save them for the Devastators, actually. I'm not going to, because I'm going to build Devastators later. I'm going to make these guys regular, save them, so that way they all look uniform. For the sake of uniformity, I'm going to, because they won't be uniform if I do only some of the shoulder pads. So we'll just do that. Did not cut all the way through. Oh, gotta be careful here. Do not want to ruin the shoulder pad. Ugh, brutal. One of the shoulder pads still got ruined. Shoot. And it won't be as noticeable when I put black paint on it, but it still sucks. I mean, it sucks, you know, either way, because no one really wants to be doing the clipping out of, you know, the shoulder pads. But you do what you got to do, because we gotta get the backpacks off of their sprues. And there's really not many things you can do about it to change that. So we're gonna go ahead and just pull them off. Okay, so that's 8. We're gonna get 2 more, and then hopefully our torsos will be ready for gluing. Actually, you know what we could do? We could put the backpacks, because I really want those legs to dry as much as possible. I could actually put the backpacks on the backs of the torsos and go ahead and essentially get those guys prepped. Cool. Yeah, because once we put the black paint on, it won't be as noticeable. Okay, so I did that. This sprue can now get out of here. Excellent. And I'm actually going to glue, yeah, I'm going to glue the backpacks onto the back of these torsos. Because they need to be. So for like this one, ooh, that's kind of gross. For that kind of gross one, we'll put the kind of not so good backpack on. And what we're doing is we're just gluing this whole kind of bottom area. And then we're sticking that right onto this. Then if you do it right, it should fit perfectly. And then you hold it down. You're going to hold it, press and hold. This is a long part of the process. It'll be even. I mean, it'll be upright and stuff. But you really want to just hold it down. Make sure it's good. Because backpacks falling off, man, there's nothing I hate more than when the backpack falls off. Because I think the Marines look so ugly when the backpacks fall off. So that's something to note. Just for the sake of looking good, keep the backpacks on and just hold and just press and hold. You know, you have plenty of time. you know, there's no real rush. Everything's okay. Yeah. Oh, my wife sent me a message. Okay, so now that it's pressed down pretty well, we just let it sit and dry. Yeah, looks pretty good. We're okay, looking good. I've never done it this way before, of putting the backpack on before we put on the torso, but I think it's good for the sake of stability of the, you know, the characters. Yeah, I think those two would do good together. Okay, let's glue this one down, and we're really just gluing the backpacks while the torsos are still kind of gluing as well. Okay, let me get around and press. And then we just press them in. And it'll all be lined up evenly. It'll be good. There's no issue. Nothing to worry about. Again, these are also the newer backpacks, so it's a lot easier to make sure you do it correctly rather than possibly making a mistake. Because it would be very easy actually to lose backpacks and lose pieces. That's why you keep everything together and you do everything in one session. You don't want to be breaking stuff up. You don't want to be, you know, making things too complicated, or, you know, you want to do it all at once essentially. So that way, everything gets done at the same time, and you know what's going on. And you will get some glue pulling from your hands. And you only need to press it down long enough so that way they stay together, and then you can set it down, and then you're good to go. Because you don't want to, you know, we still want to get through it. I mean, we don't want to take forever on this. Okay, some of these torsos look horrible. I'm gonna give them the regular backpacks, just because of the way paint comes out. It's really unfortunate and sad, but it's what you got to do sometimes. Most of the torsos are okay, but some of them, they're not that good. Unfortunately, you don't get extras. That is something I wish that, I know that they want to save money and stuff, but I really wish there would just be extra stuff. You know what I mean? Like oh, you know, I made a mistake and I've lost one of my torso pieces. Then you'd have no way to make your 10th guy. Then you'd be fucked. You'd have lost a good amount of money just of one guy. And it'd be disappointing. You know, it's upsetting. You know, no one wants that. And it's a bit of a shame. So, I mean, yeah, it's not good. Interesting. We gotta build it. We gotta build these guys in like the weirdest ways for the sake of customization. That's super annoying. Was it really that horrible when I built my other Marines? Maybe it was. This is actually going to be a lot longer than I thought. I just realized the arms are cut off like from each other. Ugh. Huh. Because it's like, that's not good. You know? Oh well, it'll be okay. I'm getting glue on my backs and stuff. Okay. It's because I'm pressing them down, making it, you know, make sense. Let's put the skull on him actually, because he's got a skull on the back. Okay. Oops, put a bit too much on this one. Just means that it'll hold better, I think. Okay. This is the slowest part of the whole process, is the gluing and the waiting. You gotta wait. You gotta be patient. You gotta spend time allowing your guys to just get built better and better, so that way they can do a good job. And they will look okay. They won't look horrible. It's pretty hard to screw up making tactical marines, because don't press too hard. Don't want to ruin some of the color. Might need to repaint over some stuff, and that's okay. Just so you know, if something goes wrong like that, you can repaint. Like, it's fine. You're not gonna hurt anything. The worst thing you could ever do, I think, if you repaint, is just simply make it so that what you would do is you'd make it so that way it'd be really hard to. Oh god. Okay, so at least that back on this side is okay. Yeah. At least they're mostly coming out okay, though. To be honest, that's the main thing, is that they actually come out looking correct. Okay, I'm just gonna let that do its thing there. That one was a bit quicker, but again, trying to save time. Don't want to do this forever. Okay, you and you should be good together. Yep. That should go great. Not every tactical marine is created equally. Mixing and matching between your squads might also be necessary for the sake of looking better than you actually are, because it always takes time. And even though I've been doing this for a long time, I find that it's still easy to screw up. Like, trust me, I could royally screw up, all of this if I really wasn't paying attention. You need to pay a lot of attention, because I'm pressing down hard, making sure that the glue takes time to get a hold. I mean, you don't got to do it forever. You don't got to go extreme, but you got to make sure that you are actually able to put everything together, though. I wish these guys were designed like the Death Company were, where, like, when you pull, like, the torsos are all in one piece. They're not separate. I hate that we have to put the torso together, but they don't update older kits, so, and that's what and you're kind of stuck if you want a new Space Marine, which is fine, I suppose. Okay, so that guy should go with him. That's fine. Okay. I'm going to try pressing down on the table for this. See if that works well. Is it lined up well? Yeah, it's lined up well. Okay. Because if you press down on the table, it's still doing the same thing, right? No, not really. No, I need pressure on both ends. Dang it. They'll look better once we actually start painting for detail, and actually I'm able to cover up a lot of the parts where they came off the sprues. That's kind of the tough part, right? Don't want to press too hard though. Oh, shoot. I'm pulling off some paint because of the way the glue is spilling over the backpack. It's okay. Like, it's okay. It'll be fine. Mostly done, actually. We're getting there. And when you're actually playing the game, the details, honestly, if we're being frank, you don't really notice them. I mean, when you watch it on a YouTube, a battle report in a YouTube video, I know they like to get in depth and really look at the models, but when you're actually playing the game, that's not really what you're doing, and that's something that I think people need to understand. So don't feel obligated to be like, oh, I got to get the best. You don't. You don't got to do the best model detailing job. Generally, there's a 3-color minimum. So I do, the red, black, and silver for the guns and stuff. And that generally is enough. You don't need to go overboard. You don't need to do anything extreme. I am, however, going to do something a little unorthodox, I think, and I'm going to paint the guns on the sprues to make them a little more even. Or, well, I'll pull them out and I'll paint them. Actually, not paint them on the sprues. That'd be a bit weird. just for the sake of detailing. I know some people paint everything separately, some people paint everything together. I'm going to try for this group, I'm going to paint everything separately, I think. Like, I've been thinking about it, and like, I haven't screwed up yet. I can, you know, this is fine. Nothing we've done is wrong, but I think it'd be good if I paint everything beforehand, like before we put it all, glue it all together. Because I can always touch up with detail later, but can't always, like, how do I put this? You can't always fix, essentially. You can't always fix stuff with paint when it comes to the little details. So I'm gonna go ahead and be. I mean, well, obviously I'm gluing it right now. Ugh, come on. Hold. Don't want any weird slanty backpacks, because that'd be sad too. Or worse is if you glue the backpack upside down, so then they don't fit right on the legs. Ugh. Brutal. Especially because, like, it doesn't make sense anyway when you look at it. I mean, the vents are clearly, you know, upright. Like, it wouldn't make sense to have a backpack that, like, where the vents shoot upward, and then you have a small, yeah. Surely most people wouldn't be confounded by this, but you never know. People struggle for all kinds of reasons. We don't judge, but we still do our best. And we'll just press down the backpack, the last backpack here, getting it all glued up, and then I'm gonna rip off the bolt guns. I'm gonna pull the bolt guns off of the sprues since we're doing all bolt guns today. And maybe I'll give the lieutenant a tracking beacon thingy. Yeah, that might be good. I'll see what we do with that. Yeah. This glue's really sticky, by the way, the Warhammer glue. Okay, so we're gonna start going ahead and clipping off the guns. Again, like I said, we're doing all bolters, so we gotta be really careful here. I'm gonna try and see. You can twist these, but they are connected by 3 points. So I'm gonna cut the tops of the guns and see how well I can just twist them out. And I know you want to see it. I'm trying to make sure you can see it. But again, I need to prioritize actually making the models come out good. Unfortunately, I know it sounds kind of rude, but like, what's the point of watching it? Like, if we lose any one of these bolters, then I gotta make. Then essentially what I gotta do is I gotta make the. Not everyone will have bolters, essentially. Ooh, yikes. One just came off. One was not secured very well. Okay. And I'm going to paint them, I think, while they're off the sprues. Just so that way they're supposed to be able to be twisted off. And I'm doing that just so that way they look better, I think. I think they'll look, in my opinion, they'll look better. And I twist it off because you're less likely to get tearage if you twist it rather than cutting all the time. Because when you cut, you could cut off some of the gun. So I'm just twisting it all. And then I'm going to paint. I know, it's a bit early to get into the painting, but you do what you got to do, right? I'm actually going to, ooh. Oh, that's cool. It's like a little bullet hanging from the gun. Okay. I could cut it off, I suppose, if I thought it looked ugly. We'll see. Also, I noticed that in these newer kits, the bolters don't come with the scopes anymore. There were some bolters with scopes in the earlier kits, like with the Sultan Black Reach. So that's kind of interesting to see that they don't have those. But yeah, they still have all the plasma stuff, all the stuff for combis. I mean, it's nice to have all these extra guns that I could give to other troops, but it's weird. It's like they always give you more weapons than the men, but it'd be really nice if they just gave you, you know, more men. Because I'm looking at it, like, in terms of the amount of plastic you're actually giving, because I have to build the torso and stuff, the only real thick part of plastic is the legs. So, just saying. All right, and then there are arms we need to pull out, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to get up real quick. I'm going to move some stuff around, and I'm going to start painting. Now. Why now? Well, actually, shoot. Should I get the arms cut off? I could. I don't really want to because I don't want to lose any more pieces. But I think I'm going to have to. Oh no, should I cut from there? Wait. Yeah, that came out okay. Okay. Yeah, I like that better. I think I like that a bit better. So we're going to cut off the base here and then twist off the top. I'm pulling the arms out for the record if you guys are wondering what I'm doing. Actually, I'm pulling out the arms because I need to. I'm obligated to. Shoot. Wish they wouldn't make us build the arms. It's really annoying. Like I remember when like the arms were kind of, or maybe it has been a while since I built them, but I always thought the arms were like not pre-attached, you know, like they were pre-built, like both arms, like one of the arms being, you know, the arms being off. That's fine. I need to position them and stuff to make them look good, but I also thought that like the arm holding the shooty part of the gun, the trigger, I thought they would be a little bit. I don't know. I thought they'd be a little bit more built. Didn't realize they were in pieces. So I actually got to really think about how I'm actually building these guys together. That's why I'm going to paint first, see what looks good, what doesn't look good, and then make a choice based on that. Oh no, we had terrage. No, I'll fix it. Okay, almost done. Do I gotta clip them off? Maybe I can't twist them. I wanted to twist, but I'm gonna clip off arms. Yeah, we gotta clip off the arms, which I don't like doing, because then it makes it weird fraying and it's not as good. Hopefully they all come out good. Okay. Oh, that arm's horrible. What the? Wait. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Oh, good. There's extra options. Nine, 10. Oh shoot! I cut on the wrong side. Uh-oh. I do care about my aesthetics when I'm doing this. I do actually care. I just generally, because the Marines are also really small, the aesthetics don't come up as much for me. Okay, great. Okay, the arms are off. Everything's off. I'm gonna get another paper towel. Move these guys out of the way a bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start painting. And hopefully, with the black and stuff, this all goes well. Well, final stretch, guys. Cut everything out. Hold on. I'm gonna grab paper towel real quick. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna take all these arms and move them over here. We're not using the arms yet. This is a new style I'm doing. I'm trying it out. Might be a horrible idea, to be honest. I mean, for all I know, it's too early to be painting. Gonna grab, oh, not that one. This one, okay, bristles are nice. Can cap the glue, oh, better cap my glue. Okay. So let's go ahead and get on with the painting. Again, wasn't really planning on doing the painting, but I've been thinking about it. I've been looking at my old guys, and I was thinking, man, how can I make them look better? Like, honestly, how do I make them look better? And I thought about it, and I realized, you know what? The best way to make them look better is just to paint them before I put them on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It'll be it's going to be interesting. So we're going to paint. It's going to be slow and brutal, but it's what needs to get done. Plus, it will make it look nicer, I think, in my opinion. If I pre-paint it all before I actually show it off. I'm trying to let you guys see it, but you know that's not really working. Does that help a bit more? Not really. There is something to be said for being able to, like when I paint, I get really close and deep. Oh, crap. Okay, at least I dropped it on the side that, that's okay. Doing little touch-ups on the top. You know, I'll just paint one side and then flip them. That way they come out nice. And that there's no issue. Hold on, it's getting a little tough to see. Maybe I need, ooh, you know what I need? I know what I need. I just remember what I need. It shouldn't damage the model. I'm gonna get some grabby dudes just to hold things. Like all it will do is just hold. No, not that. I'm digging through my toolbox right now. Give me a minute. Because no, that's too thick. That's too sharp. Wait. Surely I didn't lose it. I don't trust these things to not break the model, so I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna grab some little tiny like tweezer things and do that, but no, not good enough. Just gonna hold it by the gun. I'll just accept that I'm gonna get paint on my hands, and I mean anyone who's painting should accept they're gonna get paint on themselves. That's just how things go. But you know, sometimes when you paint, you can do pretty well. And look, the gun's actually coming out pretty nicely, I think. You know, if I hold it up, I think it'll actually look pretty good. The good black gun. Hands are a bit shaky. I'll try and steady though. They're shaky because I don't want to mess up, not because I'm actually nervous about what I'm doing. There we go. Looking good for the most part, mostly. Again, I'm not an expert painter or anything, but I think it looks pretty nice. This could, in hindsight, actually not dry quick enough. I just realized. I can always go back over it if I need to. I'm blowing the paint to help it dry. Okay, so it is a bit wet. I'm going to keep painting though. I'm just going to do one side, I think. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do one side. I got to pick it up. I got to hold it near me. And then it does get painted pretty well. I think it actually does look pretty good. Painting the weapon beforehand. Yep. You got to make sure you get around the hand, you know, and then we'll just lay it down. Just lay down the gun and do the next one. So we're slowly going to start painting everything up here. This is the part where I should, you know what, I'm going to throw on some music now. I think I've talked enough. I think you guys should be able to listen to some nice music.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them. To see the horizon turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And
in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, 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 for you.
going really well, actually. Pretty good. We got a lot of stuff here. It's going pretty darn smooth. Just painting everyone individually this time, trying a new technique. Trying to make all the guys look a little more professionally done rather than when I normally do, where I build them first and then I paint them. So hopefully they'll come out better looking. I'm not too sure. But for the most part, I think they're coming out pretty nicely. Yeah, torso looks good. Yeah. Yeah, the cool little backpack that I do, yeah, it's coming out pretty nicely, I think. And obviously the guns are being painted. I painted the mohawks on their helmets. And then pretty soon we're going to be assembling once I get done painting I'm painting the joints of the legs right now. To get them all kind of uniform looking. Okay, good there. Yeah, no, it's going pretty well. I'm actually really happy with it. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. I'm really enjoying painting so far. With what I got. Oop, too much paint. Gotta narrow it down a bit. Honestly, this is the fun part. I mean, I did the boring part already of cutting out all the sprues, you know, having to thin them down, make them actually look good. And I'll be fixing up any spots with the red paint afterwards. So this is just going to be the black paint portion of making them. I've been listening to music because it helps focus, but I don't mind talking as well because as long as I'm talking about something relevant, generally things go pretty smooth. Yeah, and we're almost done with the legs, which I'm super excited about because then once I get done with the legs, I'm going to be able to start putting everything together. Oh, wait, I got to paint the arm joints. Hold on, actually, I'm not quite done yet with the painting. So, yeah. Yeah, no, fair enough, yep. Gotta make everything look as good as reasonable, you know, as one would reasonably expect it to be. I'm trying to show off the painting as much as I can, but I like to be up close when I do it so I can look at the creases, so I might not be able to see every little inch of what I'm doing, but for the most part, I think it should go pretty well. Yeah, and honestly, if JJ, if you wanted me to paint for you, I would actually be happy to do that. If you got some of these guys, if you wanted to play, I could be more than happy to get you set up. All you gotta do is send me the miniatures. I'll buy paint and brushes, and I'll get them done. If you don't want to have time to paint and build, because I know the painting and the building is kind of the worst part, to be honest, of the whole hobby. I offer that to everybody, to be honest. No charge, you know. Yeah, so if you ever feel like it, hopping in, if you pick an army you really love, it'd be great. Let's see here. So some of the torso, the legs aren't all exactly nice due to the way I spray painted. So they will be a little bit rougher than I would have liked, but hopefully I can use some shading tricks to hide kind of my spray painting errors. Okay, and then one more leg, and then we're going to do the quick part, which should hopefully just be painting the arms up. And then we can slap everybody together. This is the last pair of legs. I think the hardest part also of doing the hobby is also just having the willpower to just stay stalwart and get it done. Because it takes so long. And you have to be, you know, you don't have to be an expert or anything at painting or building or gluing, but you need to be good enough to at least know where's enough paint and when's not enough paint. Like, for example, you know, are you going detail for the pauldrons? I'm sorry, you spelled everything horribly. Are you doing detail for the pauldrons? I don't know what a pauldron is. Sorry. let me get a little detail on. I am going for detail though. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to be detailed. Now I'm getting the joints of the arms. Should be fairly quick to do. Because I'm not doing the wrists. I could do the wrists. Cool. I can get the wrists. That's awesome. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to go through and paint these arms up pretty nicely, I think. Gonna just weave them about. You don't need too much paint for this part because they're just joints. I mean, they're not, no one's really looking at them. Oh, that part looks horrible to glue on. Hold on, I gotta cut some. Good, good. That'll help with gluing later. Ooh, ooh, his arms kind of. Okay. Let me grab that. You know, I do hold things up close to my face. Maybe I should aim the camera at my face. Maybe I have been doing it wrong. I could aim it up here so that you could see exactly what I'm doing. Oh, his wrist is so tiny. I don't know. Should we risk painting that? I could try it. Yeah, very barely able to get some paint in there. Shoot, I need to fix it with red later. So not best things. Okay. So that one's done. Let's just kind of get through this. Yeah, so I'm going to need to do a lot of red. Oh, okay, so the joints here aren't as easy to be painted. So the small arms can't be painted, but but this is a long arm. What the? Different style of long arm can't be painted, so not every long arm has joints apparently. Oh wait, no, but you have a, I could paint this. Here we go. Ooh, something needs to be cut off too. Can I get that wrist? Ooh. Kinda. Doesn't look that good, but hold on, I gotta do some cutting. Because that is a big chunk that needs to be cut off. Boom. Looking good. Looking good in the neighborhood. Okay, that's 4. Hopefully there shouldn't be too much more of this to do. Okay, so we'll go ahead and paint up the joint on this one. Oh, this one has a good joint, this arm. So that's encouraging. And then do you have a wrist we can paint? Okay, this guy does have a wrist. So that's also good to see. Hold on. Let's get some paint there. Ooh, whoop, too much. Too much. We'll just leave it. I'll come back and cover it. I'll need to go back and do fixing with red anyway. Anyway, regardless of how good we do here, we're just trying to get all the black done at once. Okay, cut that off. So then once all the black gets done, we can start gluing as soon as I'm done with the arms. I'm so excited. It's my first time doing this technique, and hopefully it's a bit more, it lets me be a bit more detailed. I don't know. I think it's a bit more fun to do it this way. I always used to love drawing when I was little, but I never thought I was that good at it. But now, fortunately, I'm not too terrible of a painter, which is kind of encouraging, I think, for most people. Because I'm not an artist in any way. You know, just to make sure that's very, very clear. Okay. And plus, to be honest, like I've said before, once they're on the table, it doesn't need to be painted. You don't really notice stuff. you like the details. They're not really, I mean, they're nice when you look up close, but when you're actually playing in the battle, you're not, no one's really looking at, you know, the details. So don't worry if you're not that good at painting, because you can always kind of fudge it a little. We'll go ahead and plop that down. I'm left-handed, so that kind of makes it suck, the camera position. And I'm sorry about that, but I'll try and show off what I can. But yeah, no, this is not expert painting tutorial. Not in the slightest. Oh, don't lose an arm. Don't lose an arm. Oh, God. Okay. Didn't lose an arm. Cool. Yeah, these little stubby arms we can't paint. There's no wrist to paint, which is good. That saves us some time. Makes it so I don't have to paint 20 arms. I only have to paint 10 arms, which is awesome. Okay. So getting that joint. And then one more wrist. Oh, you need to be cut off a bit. But I already did cut it. Let's just try it. It's better. I think it'll glue okay. That's what really matters, is just that it glues okay. So there's no issue. Oop. Thin down the brush a bit. Okay. Good. Back, sorry, we're setting up for the day. Yeah, fair enough. Do whatever you gotta do, man. We are now, woo! Okay, hopefully we're done with the painting stage. Hopefully. Of course, we don't, we'll see. So now we have to do the fun part of taking a body, or taking some legs, I should say, and gonna pull out my glue again, and we're gonna be gluing the torso to, we're gonna be gluing the torso to the legs. Just prep my glue. Okay, so that's in there. So the way we do it, this is the hardest part. You're not waiting for the paint to dry. It's not, I did. So I'm going in a cyclical motion. The first thing I did was I painted what did I paint first? The guns. Then I painted the backpacks. Then now I did the legs. And then after I did the legs, I did the heads, and then I did the arms. So now coming back around, also this paint dries super quick, so it's okay. Okay, now you don't want too much glue, and then you just essentially pick a torso you want. So I kind of look at the quality. What I do, because I kind of wanted my guys to match, I look at the quality of the legs, and I try and match it to a good quality torso to make sure, yeah, like this is a good quality torso. And then we put it on, and then press it down, and then we're going to hold it. You're not going to see it very well. I mean, I can try and show you, but essentially what we're doing is we're just going to hold it and let it sit, and then boom, upright. There you go. So then you can look at it, and you can kind of, you look and see if it's lined up straight, and if it's not, I mean, I think this one is, but if it's not, you can tilt it around before the glue fully dries, and then you can set it back down. And we're going to do that for all of them. So again, we look at the legs. See, this one, his legs came out a little bad, so I'm going to pick a torso that's a little weaker, the one that's not quite as nice looking. I like this one, just so that way at least it looks like the whole marine got messed up rather than just, you know, one. So since we did also the detailing beforehand, it makes it so that way now when we glue them, we don't really need to worry about missing spots or covering things, because all the detail just gets taken care of. So we can go ahead and pour some glue on there. Grab the torso, and they're all playable. I mean, just because the paint kind of wrecked them doesn't mean it's the worst thing in the world. So then we'll just hold it, looking at it 90 degrees, and hold it straight, and now we just wait a bit, We need to hold it there, pressing it. You are pressing it. You're not just holding it casually. You are putting pressure on it. What kind of glue is that? Oh, it's plastic glue made specifically by Games Workshop to be used for their models. So it's a very specific kind of glue. I can hold up a labeled bottle here. This is what the label looks like. It's a really good glue. It's actually like super good. It is expensive. It's about like $8, but I can do a whole army with like it's fine. Trust me, you'll be okay. Oh, don't spill. You won't run out of glue with this glue. Oh, okay. So this is something to note. If they're not perfect, it could work like PVC glue. Maybe. You gotta kind of tip it and make it look good. So see how like the front torso is kind of bad, but it's not. But it's okay because eventually we'll put a gun on him and he'll be blocking the bad paint that came from my spray paint. So once again, oh, whoopsie daisies! I forgot some legs. Skipped over one. Let me open up my paint. Where it like fuses the plastic. Yeah, it is kind of fusing the plastic. It is like permanent glue, sticky stuff. It's not meant to come off. Like without some serious like chemical work, because you can pull these guys apart, but they're not really meant to be. Because there's been a big issue, I believe, in the community also of like transportation, guys breaking in their boxes. So it's really important that the glue actually does hold up and isn't just, just like, ooh, Elmer's glue, I'm gonna slap it together in 3 seconds. No, you actually need to have a good quality glue, and that's why I buy it, because I'm not gonna go out and buy some cheap glue when, I have miniatures that I've had for like ever and they're not breaking once, they're not falling apart on their own. Just depends on how well how much glue you put on. And also another thing to keep in mind is that as you're putting stuff on, the actual models themselves some might be better designed. Too much. So if the model's designed with like holes in it, kind of like I know you didn't see it. Yeah, worth of how long you'll have it. Yeah, these are permanent. I mean, yeah, so definitely worth the investment. Okay, there's the legs painted. I'm gonna set this one aside. We'll glue that body on last. So, okay, now I'll do that. Close that up. Yeah, no, I've had these guys for years. I mean, shoot, like this paint job was pretty good. I really liked doing him, but he's gotten old now. He's a bit dusty. I probably need to repaint some of his stuff, touch him up, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm not worried about that. They fade. It fades over time, the paint. Obviously, they look nice and shiny now, but they'll get... Don't worry, they'll look worse. They will definitely look worse. Anyway, grab some legs. And that looks okay. So we'll give it an okay-ish body. Yeah, that's okay. And don't be stingy with glue. It's not going to ruin the paint generally. And even if it does, you can fix it with paint. Like paint you can fix, the glue you can't necessarily fix. So you want to press down. Now don't press down too hard on these. You can snap them apart. So just hold them down enough so that way they stick. And you really don't need to hold them down that much. And then you can kind of adjust it. You can even make adjustments as you're doing it. Like see, he's kind of up there. Yep. Oh, not too far. Whoops. Okay, so this happens sometimes. Just press and hold. You don't have to move it. And keep them fairly straight. Like this guy, he's better. Okay. Because there's a lot of weight on his back. So that's something to keep in mind. And I always do the heads last, just so you guys know. Because the heads, I want to position them so it actually looks like they're shooting their guns rather than just standing like at attention, because I think if it's at attention, it's kind of ugly. Let's see, these legs look fine, so give them an acceptable, careful. The glue and the paint sometimes make them stick to the bottom, and I'll need to re-go over some stuff. It's not like they're done once I just glue them together. So we're gonna take some more glue, and your hands get really black when you do this too. Take some glue, lather glue on top, grab the torso, and you gotta kind of pay attention to how the legs are actually positioned, because some guys need to be facing a certain direction, or not. Actually, maybe it would make more sense to be straight. Interesting. We'll see. Maybe halfway. Okay. Is it straight? Straight? Straight check. Yep. Okay. And you'll see gray coming through. There's always going to be touch-ups, so don't ever feel bad if you have to, if it takes longer, if you feel like you messed up a section. It's a pretty interesting process, in my opinion, actually going through the whole thing of building and painting them to make them look good, or at least playable. But since the guns came out all clean, like there's no guns that look garbage, so there's no, like it'll be harder to tell if there are any mistakes. Okay, like that's okay, yeah. That looks okay, right? Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'd say so, yeah. Let's see here, set that down. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, what about you? Oh, let's grab some bad legs. Is there bad legs? Maybe there isn't as many awful legs as I thought there would be. Ooh, this one's kind of gross. Okay, so let's take this one and put it on here. We'll glue the top part. And yeah, we'll give it the kind of shittier body. That's fine. Then we'll hold it down. Keep it straight. Excellent. I like how fast the glue works too. And you can do slight adjustments. And they do look bigger. I mean, apparently the models are physically the same, but there is a... Oh wait, no, they're not actually all that different in height. I mean, it is noticeable, but not too noticeable. You can't mix the base types anyway, but yeah. Actually, it is okay. It's okay. Are you okay? Wait. Okay. Good. Good. Oh, these legs look awful. Okay. Finishing up stuff now. It'll be okay. Almost done. I really like how well it all comes together. It's really encouraging. Especially because it's like, you know, we haven't been doing this for that long. There's like 2 phases of making a model. You paint it, you build it, and then you paint it again. I guess technically that's 3 stages then, huh? Oh, whatever. Just hold it down for a bit, wait. Make sure it works. Because then the arms and the heads, they get on pretty quick. Ooh, that's not sticking. Hold on. We'll just wait a bit longer. Yeah, and most of the new Marines now are like this. Not like the old little ones where they would all be kind of a little more pre-built. It was a little nicer because I didn't have to do as much building. Ooh, you're not very even. Oh, his backpack's off, that's why. Or it's unkiltered. Not really something that can be fixed. Oh well, you can't make them all look exactly the same anyway. They're all meant to be a bit different. And again, we're going to be touching up paint and stuff. I have a red paint that I'm going to be using to cover up blemishes. So that's good. Having no need to panic about that stuff. You just hold it down, wait a good minute or two. Probably 2 minutes would probably be best, but you know, it's never going to be perfect. Just press it down, hang out. You know, would be listening to music, but I figured I'd keep talking because this is kind of the more interesting part anyway. Just putting the actual, you know, making them actually look like Space Marines rather than just they got blown to bits. So, okay, we waited as long as we could on the one we painted most recently. It's actually a pretty good leg set, so I saved a pretty good torso for him. And then we just hold it down and put it on. Always making sure that it's evenly lined up, and it should be good. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Alrighty. Next step is putting the arms on for the guns. So something important to think about. So this is going to be my my sergeant, because I painted his backpack a darker color. The sergeant guy, he's going to be equipped. Shoot, am I really going to cut out? Well, he's going to be holding his weapon differently. So what we do first is we glue the gun to the hand. And this is the worst part, I think. So that can hold like that. Hold on. Let me see here. I'm thinking of ideas. So we can come back down here. That's fine. We're trying to figure out for the sergeant how he's going to be posed that'll make him different than everyone else. That might not be feasible. Yeah, you're sideways. Like, it's tough because there's not necessarily going to be a pose that works for him. Like, he could hold his gun out like that. How would we pose him? Well, let's do the other Marines. We gotta get some guns attached. Okay, so all of them are gonna need their guns to be glued on for the most part. But the question is, are there other arms that would actually be better for this? See, I don't think so. But I'm not an expert either. Oh, and something important to note, you got to match up what kind of an arm it is together. So they might hold it differently. So that's a pair right there, okay? So you get pairs of arms. So it's a left arm with a right arm. Left arm with a right arm. And you got to make sure they'll actually hold the gun. So this is a tough part. I don't normally need to use the manual, but I'm going to take a look and just double check, I think, the, do I have the book? I should have the book. Space Marine Tactical Squad. Okay. I'm going to take a look at the book. So the book, there is a pamphlet thing that comes with it that will show you how to put them together. So it shows the different kind of ways you can do it. Now for the sergeant, since I'm just giving him a bolter, I'm not upgrading him or anything to be all that different. And it is a disadvantage to put the flag on him, so we're not going to be doing that. You know, I've marked him in his own way. He'll be different. So it shows you how to put together each of the different kind of models. But the question is, like, what if I want to do like the guy holding the sword? And it doesn't say. So we might need to experiment with some different poses. Because if you look in the thing, the Space Marine Sergeant, Space Marine Sergeant may replace his bolt pistol and bolt gun with items from the Sergeant. Okay. But he can have a bolt gun. So, actually, technically he can have both, I think. But the point is he can have a bolt gun. It's in the rules. You can do it. I want 10 bolters. That's what I'm doing. That's why I cut out all the bolters and I bothered to paint them and stuff. So we need to figure out what we're gonna do about this. So we're gonna paint. We gotta glue the guns. This is the hard part. We gotta glue the guns into the arms in such a way that they'll hold correctly. Okay. I think I got it. Gonna need to do some clippings. This is a very tough part. This is a tougher part. Just gotta be real careful because we're not using a lot of glue. We do not want to over glue this. We're doing like barely enough. Okay. Oop, even that might be too much actually. I'm gonna tap it. Okay. Then we take the little arm. We push it together. We hold it. It's a pretty excruciating part of the process. But that's what happens when you get such good customization in the game. I mean, yeah, it's nice that you can customize them, but also there's times when I'm thinking, man, I wish they just came with extra arms for the weapons, that I didn't have to glue the hand to the wrist. It seems a bit extreme to me. But, you know, whatever. We gotta hold it for a while, because these things, it is not stable right now. No, it's not stable. Shoot. Takes a while. This is the slow part of the process. Am I not doing this right? It's supposed to... Did I not do the right flat surface? Oh, wait, I didn't surface it correctly. Shoot. Okay. I hate this part. See that? See how we're attaching the gun arm? The gun to the arm? Ugh, it's awful. I'm just gonna let it sit down. So these are the most delicate part of the whole process. I hate it. I hate it. I mean, I don't like complaining about the game that I like, but Jesus, I shouldn't have to do this part. It's a bit much. I mean, considering, you know, yeah, no, I'm not painting that little wrist. That's silly. I don't care. Gotta make sure the whole thing is connected and even. Okay. Then we hold it down. We wait. We're just waiting. Just waiting. Like, this process is honestly so brutal. Nope, not yet. Not yet. Not much to say here, just holding two pieces of plastic together, hoping to God they stick. Okay. Oh no, fuck. It came apart. Hold on. Let's wipe away the glue. Wipe away the glue. I hate this. I hate this. This is awful. It always ruins the... It ruins the process, because everything goes really smooth up until this point. For me, anyway. Yeah, it ruins the model, it ruins the design. God. It's just disappointing. I wish these were snapped together like Legos, you know? It's not done yet. It's not done yet. Something I gotta keep telling myself that it's not done yet. And it's not gonna be done for a while. Okay. Fuck. Good enough. You know what? Yeah, that's good enough. Oh, God, it looks awful. It looks awful. I hate it. I hate this. You know what I should do? No. I'm gonna do this a different way. No. No. We're gonna do what I used to do. The old way was I'd glue the arm to the guy. Okay, I'm gonna glue the arm to the guy, because then what I can do is you can glue the gun to the chest, and that helps hold it still. I was trying to do it the way that the instructions tell you. No, that's stupid. It ruins it. It ruins it. It's awful. Whereas me doing it this way, one, we get more progress sooner, right, in my opinion. And this is the slow part, right? This is the part that sucks. But you know what helps? What really helps? The shoulder pads. I didn't pull them out yet because I didn't want to lose them. But shoulder pads are the godsend of gluing. Like, holy crap, guys. Like, if you want to have a good time and make sure your arms just stay together, just use glue, or just use the shoulder pads. I don't remember which one I cut. Hold on. I'll just do all of them. It's going to need a total of 20 of these, but for now we just need the one. So let me show you. This is a really nice way to get arms glued on. That is super underrated. You just take the glue here, and you take the shoulder pad, and you're just gonna fill up the entire inside of this with some glue, right? Make it nice. Since I'm just doing generic stuff on these guys, we're not worried too much about uniformity. And then boom, we come here and we slap on the glue, and then it bleeds through and helps hold it down. See, look at that. Look at how much better that is. So then what's going to happen is I'm going to glue on the other arm and then glue the gun down on top. I should have done that first. That's such a better way to do it instead of this stupid way. I tried. I was trying to try something new and it didn't work out. Let's do the next arm. That's what I get. I mean, it's my punishment, I suppose you could say. All right, so there's 2 extra arms there. I'm pairing up my arms now. Arm there, arm there. Wait, that can't be right. Don't tell me I'm missing it. Oh, right, there's one arm there. Okay, duh. Okay, let's do the other side, actually. Or no, let's not do that. Let's get the left arms done. Okay. And you still got to press it down. Sometimes it helps actually to tip it so that way it holds together. Now this guy might fall apart because he's a bit fragile. I think he's the most recent one we did. But if you're good enough, I'm going to sit him on his side. Okay, he's not holding up very well. Hold on. Let me press it down more. And remember the technique we can do. Don't forget our technique. We can grab a shoulder pad and we can use it to help brace the arm, which is super important. But the problem is you still got to get the arm kind of on its own, hanging on, because you can't rely on the shoulder pad to do everything. I guess you could, but I don't think it's worth the risk. Because if the shoulder pad glue comes off, at least the arm could still be on, because shoulder pads pop off all the time. You can reglue them, and it's no biggie, but when an arm I'm doing this wrong. When an arm pops off, it can get kind of bad. There we go. And then let that guy just stand. We might not finish all in one session, because it is a bit much. I mean, there's a lot of strain we're putting on these guys right now, but we got to do what we got to do, you know? We got to do what we got to do. So this one, like, is this dry yet? So here's the thing, like, if it's dry, we can try this technique. Yeah, so this is dry. It's fragile, but it's dry. So then what would happen if I did it right? No, I didn't even do it right. Crap. Okay, we're breaking them off. Yep, I did it wrong. Can this one work, though? Yes, this one does. So we'll try this. Oh, but it looks awful. Screw it. We're going to try this. I'm going to experiment a little, which arguably you shouldn't be doing, but they're just tactical Marines. In the end, they don't live for that long, so they'll be okay. I mean the game, like they don't. Generally, they don't survive very long. They normally get cut down pretty quick. Okay. And again, it's a lot of strain to put on the torso, so you gotta be patient with the whole thing. You gotta be patient. Make sure everything connects well. So this is why it's nice to pre-paint, so that way you don't have to do any extra painting later. Yeah, that's good. Actually, that doesn't look too horrible. Once you get through the frustrating part. Obviously, if you're struggling, feel free to try a different technique. But yeah, even something as simple as a tactical marine is a bit of a. I mean, I'm starting with building the stuff I know how to build, without needing to look at the instructions. There's some new units that I have not built yet that I will need to be using the instructions for, and to be completely honest, oh fuck. It happens. It happens. Calm down. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna press the shoulder pad onto there. Gonna add extra glue onto the arm, and then take the whole thing and press it right there. Then we're going to hold it. We'll hold it. We'll hold it. It looks messy as hell. And if we could grab an arm, actually. Okay. Yeah, I see why they do it the other way, but I'm gonna. Oh god, don't lose an arm. Let me grab a shoulder pad. Sorry if you hear the noises outside. I do live in an apartment, so you can't control everything. Shoulder pad. I might just glue it to a supportive arm. Let that kind of sink in. Oh, right, and then it's good to glue. No! No! Oh, okay. It's an adventure. I mean, this is definitely an adventure. Then you want to put glue in the hand underneath. In the hand. Then you kind of do that. I'm going to need to repaint. Like, hardcore repaint. Shoot. People can do this a lot cleaner than me, trust me. Like I said, I'm not teaching you guys how to do this. I'm just kind of talking about my process while I do my own building. Is this not even the right arm? Wait, is this not even a good arm to use for this? No, it works. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now that works. I'll need to repaint red. So that's the thing. So you're gonna need to have red on standby for painting after you get all their gluing done. This is what happens when you haven't done this kind of painting stuff for a long time. Okay, but that's good. It's kind of holding, shifting around, making it look a little nicer on the stand. Obviously the paint job is screwed. Like, we want to move the paint stuff around. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. But hey, at least we painted the gun first, so that's good. Okay, so almost done with the first man. We'll do the head last. We'll just do the head last. So we'll set it aside, let it dry. Whew. So let's do it the correct way for the rest of them. Totally kind of ruined it with that one guy. This is why I haven't done it in a while. I'm not good at this part. This part I hate about this whole thing. To be completely honest. Yeah, I'm pulling color off. I should wash my hands. I think I have too much glue on my hands. Let me grab a shoulder pad though. Okay. Take the shoulder pad. And stick it on there with the arm. Boom. That helps glue it down. I'm going to go wash my hands real quick because I think I have too much glue on my hands. I'm pulling paint off. So hold on. Okay. I'm back. Hands are cleaner. They're not clean. Let some dudes dry. Let's keep doing the arms. Feel a bit more refreshed, to be honest. I wonder how long we've been streaming for, actually. That's a good question. Let me take a look real quick at how long we've been streaming for. Uh-oh. Hold on. I just got a call. Someone tried to call me. Hold on. Let me see. My wife's talking to me. Gotta respond. Hopefully you don't get too mad at me for that. Don't have much of a choice. But anyway, I wanted to see actually how long we've been streaming for, because this is a pretty good stream. Yeah, about 3 hours. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough for 10 guys, considering it took scouts 2 hours to make. And apparently my wife doesn't actually need to be at work, so I'm gonna go pick her up. We're gonna end the stream here. We're gonna let glue dry and such, everything. Gonna clean off my paintbrush, obviously, real quick. We're actually gonna cut the stream here because I have to go be an adult. But thank you all so much for watching so far. Almost done here. We'll probably just cut this section in between. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much. As always, I'm Elworthy, and I'll see you guys next time.